Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Looks like we got dropped there while I was waiting to go live, so that's strange. So the only thing in common with this stream and the weekly stream is that I use Restream.io to put it in multiple places. That may be the weak link because this is the second time the stream has just dropped, like right at the beginning. Hey, how's it going, level 22 skeleton? And hey, K5, are you there? Yeah, it looks like K5 was on before it dropped. But yeah, so I'm wondering if Restream is the weak link in this. I might have to look at going through something else. But we are back, so apologies for missing the last week. I need to have maybe the website in better order since I can't do posts on YouTube. Got to do something though that does notifications. But I was tempted to try to stream last week, but I had a so the skin doctor found something suspicious and they wanted to take it off right away. So the next day they scheduled consultation and then surgery. It was just outpatient surgery. But because it was on my head, they wanted to put a pressure bandage after the stitches were put in. They wanted to put a pressure bandage. So that means that my head is wrapped this way with gauze and this way with gauze. And it looked insane. It looked like a cartoon, you know, like I lost a fight in a cartoon encounter. But so I was tempted to go on, but I was on some pretty strong pain medicine too. So I don't know if it would have made much sense. But it was tempting. I just don't know if I couldn't have drawn anything probably, but it would have looked ridiculous. So, and I don't know if I were really ready to exploit my medical adventures. But yeah, so stitches come out tomorrow, so hopefully everything will be back to normal. And it was just advised because the summer's coming and the kind of brutal sun. And yeah, so it was nice and bizarre and painful and lots of needles. Oh, and then right after that, I was vaccinated, the first vaccination. And I mentioned that was the funny thing about when the weekly stream dropped is it dropped right after I specifically said vaccination. So it seemed very conspicuous if they were, in fact, looking for people talking. But it seems that, yeah, that's already happening just while we're waiting. So it was possibly Restream's problem because there's two different internet connections that I was using. So, yeah, so because I have the hospital tomorrow, the stream needs to be today. Just in case. I have no idea how things are going to go. But yeah, this is to kind of make up everything. And I did find, I mentioned it in the previous streams, the really old candy company made a sea salt and a soy sauce flavored candy. And I did, in fact, find the soy sauce flavored candy. So I'm going to try one of those on stream in a little bit. And I got a Japanese ramune to wash it down if it tastes as horrible as it may, as I'm worried it is. But there are a lot of sweet soy sauces that aren't so bad. There's like a syrup that some of the if you see those little rice ball sweets on a stick from like festivals or some anime or cartoon or something, those often are dipped in a sweet soy sauce kind of syrup, and that's not bad. It's like kind of a mix of savory and sweet, not salty. So we'll see how this goes, but it is a hard candy, so anything in hard candy form is usually much less palatable. For example, butterscotch. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, my wife immediately, when I brought them home, was like, "Oh, you're not going to eat those, are you?" So I think in Japan, they're basically the grandma candy of Japan. Only older generations have any like for them, or they're just one of those things that sits in a candy dish and never gets eaten. I can imagine just sitting there like a surprise attack. I don't know if anybody would want to accidentally eat one of those thinking it was, I don't know, they're the color of soy sauce, so I guess you wouldn't be fooled. It's either going to be maple or soy flavor. But yeah, good to be back, and I'll try to figure out a better way to notify when there's not going to be a stream, like if I have some kind of emergency like that again. But yeah, so hospitals here are so busy that you just need to, as soon as you can get things scheduled, you have to kind of roll with it, because there's a chance that, well, I think that's what it was. It was either tomorrow or 2 weeks from now. Those were my options as far as appointments. So I had to go on the streaming day. But yeah, but thanks for joining me. And if this is the first time you've seen this stream, this is the live stream for my drawing sessions for the cartoon that I do called Domestic Abuse. I've been drawing it since 2002. It was syndicated, I believe, in 2005. And you can find it on Go Comics. There's a link in the description for the stream. GoComics.com/domestic abuse if you want to read the archive of everything. And we'll take a look at the archive later to see what the comments look like for the last few cartoons. And so I did draw one for the day that I missed. So last Tuesday, there is a cartoon. Well, I mean, I guess it's last Thursday. I did do a cartoon for last Thursday, not on stream. So that will be there. And then the one I'm doing today is going to be posted tomorrow, and then Thursday, and the next Tuesday. So it's every Tuesday and Thursday, in other words. So yeah, that's the... So we're doing some catch-up. So this is actually 3 cartoons this week, so that we're back on schedule. And hopefully everything... Hey, Rev, how's it going? Yes, I know. Yeah, it was so funny. Let's see if this happens again. So on the other live stream, I compared the feeling of the vaccination to the super soldier serum that Steve Rogers takes, because you literally feel it moving around in your body. Like you literally feel like different parts of your body affected by it. And as soon as I said super soldier serum, the stream cut out, and it was down. It was down for a good like 10 minutes. I didn't realize we were out for so long. I thought it got came right back. But yeah, because everything that I was looking at in the studio said fine, except for the little red. I'm using the Streamlabs OBS, and there's just a little red triangle saying you are dropping frames like crazy. There's something I don't like it. It doesn't give you the same kind of information that like vanilla OBS does. So I didn't know where to look as easily to find it, but. Yeah, that was really funny, though. I just started talking about maybe something I shouldn't have been talking about. And I think I even prefaced that and said, I shouldn't say this on live stream. And then the live stream went dead. Yeah, but if that happens again, so it just happened when I started this stream. If it happens again, I think I'm going to dump Restream, because they are the only common connection. I mean, besides, the country of Japan, they're the only common connection between those two streams, and it may be that their Tokyo server is not doing well, or whatever the case is. But yeah, it's constantly, and I hate that there's so many like possible weak links in the chain. So when something goes wrong, there's a variety of things you have to check out, and that means there's always plausible deniability for anybody you're getting service from. And you even see that, like, you call customer service for internet or PCs at all, and they're always blaming it's Microsoft, it's your internet provider, it's this, it's that. It's just the style now. There's so many fingers in everything that there's always someone else to blame. Yeah, right. I had figured it out. Yeah, it is really creepy though, because you do feel like, oh, that was nothing, because the injection doesn't burn or it isn't painful. The pain comes later when your body starts reacting to what snuck past your immune system, and but it just, yeah, I felt like stuff shooting down my arm, and then later, like, all of my joints started to feel strange, just like momentarily, like my major joints, like elbows and knees. I'm like, that's weird. So you just feel different parts of your body, and I felt it moving across my chest as well. Like, this is the part where I have the heart attack, right? But yeah, fun stuff. I'm so glad, and I'm so glad it doesn't work against the new variations. That's worth all the pain and suffering. Yeah, I don't know. We'll never know. That's the fun part. Big pharma and world governments are so in bed with each other that we're going to never know what we were subjected to. But yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, so the Olympics already reported its first defection. I think that the initial group from Africa, I think it's Uganda. Uganda got a lot of press because they had a positive COVID test right away, and they were all vaccinated too. What is that? But they had a positive test. And what is that? Oh, a ruler. There we go. And then one of the members of the team that was for some reason disqualified, in some qualification or something, was disqualified and then just disappeared. And the last thing, I'm not sure if he left a letter or he told his teammates or whatever that he wants to stay in Japan and work to send money to his family. So the first defection of a foreigner in Japan to try to Make a better life. That's not how it works. You don't qualify for your country's Olympic team, so you can defect to the country that's hosting the event. But I guess nobody told him that. So we'll see how that's resolved. Yet Japan is pretty, especially something this public, is pretty intolerant to messing around with their immigration system. So they'll find him, and there'll be a big news story. They may have already. I haven't been watching the news recently, but maybe after the Olympics, they won't make a scene of it. I don't know. Is it good to make an example of somebody and say, everybody else that's thinking about that, please don't? So I don't know, but yeah, it's they don't mess around immigration wise here, so it's not looked on kindly. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Right. Claudia or blood. Yeah, that was the big thing. That was it. Johnson and Johnson that had that, or the AstraZeneca. Yeah, one of them said, yeah, the incidence of Claudia. Hey, Hypno, how's it going? Yeah, it's amazing. And I love how, I guess just because it's easy, everyone is jumping to these, easy conclusions. And, oh, so I'm not part of the problem anymore because I'm vaccinated, but that doesn't mean anything. So it's just a precaution. I mean, it's just the best guess. And I wish we were like kind of in this together instead of constantly creating opposing forces. It's like anything that can be used to say, you're not like me. I did it right. You did it wrong. It's not helping at all. But I guess that's the nature of social media. The clout factor and the virtue signaling is making it extra hard because people look for literally anything. I mean, I can't believe how many people, take selfies with a needle in their arm. I can't believe, there's just so much of that because it is a currency now. It's a weird online currency that people can use to group identify or to actually get into situations. You don't have to play golf anymore with someone you want to get a job from. You just have to agree with them politically on social media. What a world. Drawing strange bottles. Oh, sure. Yeah, Hypno, definitely. Yeah, when we do the comments, I'll go back through everything that I've been doing for the last few weeks because especially on Tuesday, I post, or that doesn't go live in the U.S. When I'm streaming. So, yeah, that we'll go back through everything for the past few weeks and see, because I've missed them myself. So I didn't see anything last week. So it is, yeah, easily 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, that'll be perfect. We can do a catch-up through the comments. Yeah, it's been and now I think we're getting, Korea just reported some crazy heat waves, so I think that's coming our way now. Whatever high pressure system or whatever was causing that is headed here, because everyone is complaining that today is brutally hot. But if the humidity isn't here yet, it's not so bad. It's the humidity here that makes 80 degrees just unbearable. When I tell people, back home the temperature, it's a miserable Japanese summer, it's like 85, and people are like, 85? That's all? But with, humidity, you can't even breathe. Yeah, I'm really bad with my Fahrenheit now. I've just been living in Japanese Celsius for so long. It's hard to remember what means what anymore. Uh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Rev, I agree. I wish it was. I wish people weren't in each other's business just for the sake of virtue signaling, of just saying, yeah, I'm better than you. I deserve something, something better than you because I did it this way. Yeah, it's very odd. I wonder if we'll ever be able to look back at this time, kind of the early social media, and just see how ridiculous people's behavior was. There was somebody that wrote about that, about like the kind of the plague of virtue signaling and people doing anything they can to, kind of separate themselves as on the right side of history or one of the good ones or whatever they're doing. And the only the kind of conclusion the book had was that there's the only way for it to stop is if it stops having value. So the culture, the society has to stop valuing that weird those weird behaviors, and if they don't, then it just will never go away. We will have people doing this forever. And it's too bad because it seems now it's almost like everyone is a politician or in a corporate job in their just in their daily life. Like they have to act like they have to deal in the office politics of kind of corporate life when they don't have a job in an office, when they're just blue collar doing a complete blue collar job. You still have to play these games like people do in offices to try to outdo each other, or you have to play the role of the politician where you are completely dishonest about your opinions about everything, always trying to say the right thing. So it's really ridiculous how we live. And it's not, I mean, it's such a small part of the world. I think the last statistic I heard is like only 20%. It was either 10 or 20%. I'm going to say maybe more favorably it's 20%. Only 20% of the UK is on Twitter. So why is Twitter so important? Why are police responding to bad tweets when it's such a small, very specific part? Oh, this is a terrible looking thing of the population. Yeah, it's very odd. Oh, Drawception. I'll take a look at that. Yeah, I've never played that before. I'll take a look. Nice. So 3 choices to pick from and draw it, and the other person has to guess what it is. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll try that sometime. That would be a fun thing to do live. Yeah, what was it? Pictionary. I was pretty dominant in Pictionary because I can do something that looks like something pretty quickly. So the ID part isn't so bad. I mean, it may not be a great drawing, but you can tell what it is pretty fast. So I'm good to have on your team in drawing games. But yeah, that'd be fun to do online. Okay, we're drawing weird. Oh, that's right. I'm looking at a Nmity bottle, and that's why I'm drawing weird bottle. Maybe I should try to draw one. Get that weird shape. So that's called a cod neck bottle. I didn't know that. That weird bottle with the marble in it is a cod neck bottle, and that's a British inventor that created it. And I guess before they could crimp bottle caps onto carbonated liquids in bottles, that was the best way to do it. So you use the pressure of the bottle to push the marble into like a rubber gasket or a rubber seal, and that's why Yeah, that's why it works so well. And then you're not like, it also eliminates waste. Oh no, I guess you have the stopper thing. That's right. You still have that plastic, unless you just used to use a tool to jam that down. But yeah, something like that might work. But oh, that's right. I got to draw 3. I got to come up with all kinds of ideas. I hope K5 gets back on. Reception is like telephone with pictures and descriptions. Oh, nice. Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, having drawings or whatever kind of devolve as different people draw them. Oh, that's a good idea for a game. Nice. I'll go take a look, and yeah, that might be a fun thing to add to the stream. All right. So what is another summer thing? So soft serve is very popular here, I guess. Something on a stick. Oh, or just a can, right? Yeah, this might work as just a simple pairing. Just a little thinner. Yeah, this will be good. So this and this. Let's move this up. Somewhere towards the top. Okay, so I'm just gonna put these into their own, if I can manage. With great difficulty, I am putting these into another file. All right, there we go. Yeah, with the pen, it's not easy to click and drag. So yeah, this will be a good summer body shaming cartoon. I don't know what yeah, I'll do the scale later, but yeah, that works. All right. So what else? I guess books and stuff. Yeah. Hi, Michael Scott. How's it going? Inflation, Japan is like chronically deflated, meaning that people have literally not gotten a sizable raise at their job in like 15 years. Like, it's brutal. So the biggest jump in any kind of expenses was when they raised the sales tax from 5% slowly to 10%. That was the like only increase in prices, but literally things cost exactly the same that they did 10 years ago. It's really weird. There's just no inflation here because it's just been economically depressed since the mid 90s. So it's a really odd economy. It just miraculously keeps afloat because of just how much Japanese people love to shop and how kind of dedicated they are to their jobs and everything. It's it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so there's no and I'm not sure. Well, I know. I guess rents are one of those things that but not dramatically though. I mean, in the city, rents are high, but they aren't jumping like every year. Every time somebody moves out, the rent doesn't go up by 25%. It's not the same as in the U.S. And building a house is really common here. So that's why that's odd, because there's so many empty houses. They said that there's enough empty houses in rural Japan to house everybody that wanted to flee Hong Kong during the kind of Chinese police takeover. But so there's millions of empty houses, or there's several empty houses here, hundreds of thousands that would actually accommodate millions of people. But so it's an odd thing. So people keep building new houses, but you don't sell things for a huge profit here. So almost everybody I know buys their apartment though. And I'm not sure. I guess because you have if you buy into a condo, you still have the same kind of service as a rental. So they repair everything, they do everything. There's maintenance, like you kind of are buying into an insurance as well. So they do like annual inspections of like your fire systems and all your ventilation and everything. So it's very similar to renting a place, because you're usually in I guess kind of like a co-op, like a building, a membership. But whoever built your building that you bought your condo in manages it, and so it's very similar. You're not seeing a huge difference in buying or renting as far as like how you live, but the I was gonna say I don't think the costs have gotten very dramatic. It's always been kind of the same. It's cheaper to live outside the city. It's cheaper to live in the suburbs and bedroom communities, but the rents don't go out of control. Tokyo has like really crazy rents, but I don't think they've spiked the same way that San Francisco or New York, like Manhattan rents have spiked. I don't know. I don't follow. Yeah, I don't. This is just like from what I've heard from friends, they're buying places or moving or whatever. But yeah, Japan's economy is very bizarre. It's just like chronically like plateaued. So nothing gets more expensive. So that was the thing that was difficult for English lessons. So when I was like teaching English, year to year, you don't get a raise. Like everything is the same. And in more competitive markets, like in Tokyo, English teachers' hourly rates are so low. They're not even like a living wage. So I don't know how you survive in a city in a city where you can't get paid enough as a foreigner. So probably all the foreigners are just in IT jobs and stuff, or like the service industry, like restaurants and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's very odd. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so it sounds like America. I heard, or I read, I think I read an article that said American grocery stores are already starting to hoard like canned goods and like kind of non-perishable groceries, expecting the prices to jump and there to be shortages, and also so they can maximize profits on things they bought low so they can sell high. That's crazy. That the anticipation is so is so there. Let's do like this shape. Yeah, that's really really depressing. So yeah, I don't know what that's gonna do. I don't have anything that's going to be affected by the inflation. I don't think my syndication rate's going to change. So my cartoon's not going to suddenly become wildly profitable. Yeah, that's been the same for a while as well. Yeah, so I don't envy what Americans are going to have to go through as far as gas prices and food prices. And people are already saying like just building materials are insanely expensive or even hard to find. So, yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's really crazy. Yeah, it's very strange. And they talked about the end of July being the expiration for the freeze on evictions. So if that doesn't get extended, then there's going to be like mass evictions in the U.S. as well. That's going to make things look. I mean, well, if they actually cover it, it will make things look pretty shocking on the news, seeing so many people, like, very regular families just being thrown out on the street because they haven't been able to pay rent for 2 years. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how any of that is working. And the same thing with in Japan, they're forcing restaurants to close early and not serve alcohol and things. How are they compensating them for that? Like, what exactly are there really government programs that would pay them enough for that loss of income for not being able to serve alcohol as a restaurant? That's insane. Yeah, that was one of the little skirmishes that happened with the Tokyo Olympics. The Olympic Committee, or the Japanese government, decided, oh, we're going to have spectators. We're going to have domestic Japanese audience members, spectators for the events, but it'll be limited to like a 40% capacity, so limited capacity, and we'll supply food and alcohol for the spectators. And the all the restaurants and bars that have been closed for so long in Tokyo freaked out and said, wait, you can tell us to stay closed, and you're gonna probably do some sweetheart deal with some friend of the government and give them some concession contract to supply food and alcohol, when you've been telling us for the past 6 months that we can't sell food and alcohol. And so then they backpedaled. The government backpedaled and said, okay, no audience, no, so that's a little bit frustrating, because I think people in Japan were happy that there was a chance that they might be able to see some events, and then the government blew it by obviously getting their friends involved, whatever that was. Somebody was rubbing their hands at the I'm drawing the wrong kind of can, at the chance to get all that money from selling selling beer to the government for the Olympics. But yeah, that disappeared. So now no one, we can't have nice things. Now no one can watch the Olympics except on television. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do as far as trying to eliminate the like the sports bars and pubs and stuff from having TVs like televising the events, because the events are going to be the correct time zone and in real time here, so you could definitely have people watching them. I wonder if there's gonna be a big crackdown, because already the restaurants, because there's no heavy enforcement of those rules like there is in the U.S. There aren't like health department or city officials or whatever writing tickets for fines if you're open or you're breaking the rules. So there are already people that said that that's what they're going to do, is just stay open and make as much as they can. So we'll see if there's any kind of showdown about that. All right, something like that. I'm trying to do a powdered dish soap drawing. Quality of life. You have no control. That's an interesting question, Michael Scott. Is the quality of life better as a Japanese salaryman or as a 9-to-5 American? The social pressure of how hard you have to work, and like the overtime that you're not going to get paid for, that you have to do, and how dedicated you need to be to your work, is pretty high pressure. So you have very limited, and you can't take vacation. Like, people don't take vacation because of the how that will damage them as far as their standing at work, like for their next promotion or for the heading a next project or whatever. So people just don't take vacations, and that's why Japan enforces so many national holidays, is because otherwise people would never stop working. So there is still that work yourself to death mentality. In Japan, it's not quite as strong because the baby boomers are a little bit lazier than the World War II generation. But the social pressure, you don't have any control over your schedule, and you can't jump companies. Like so many people in the U.S., if they want a raise, they just get a headhunter to find them a new job and get a better, get a better position, a better salary, just jumping companies. And that's really frowned upon here. I think only the tech companies, that's kind of okay. But any of the big established Japanese companies, if you've done that once, nobody trusts you, and you're not going to likely be hired. I mean, that may be changing because the younger employees are much more, and a lot of the companies are more international, so maybe it's more tolerated. But it seems like you have more control over your life and your career in America. So I don't know, but the, enforced kind of speech laws and the, critical race theory and the training sessions you need to, how to interact with female coworkers, training sessions and things that you have to go through in America sounds insane. I mean, I don't have any direct experience. It's all anecdotal stuff, but that aspect is crazy. So in a way, it's probably better. Everything, as a man is better in Japan. So salary man compared to man working in America, I don't know. It's hard to say because there's benefits in different ways. And you have insane job security. You just have some, bullying and kind of power abuse and stuff that you're going to have to tolerate, which is different from the U.S. So I don't know. I mean, that job security is nice, but companies know that if you have a family or whatever, that it's important to you. So they'll take advantage of that. So a common thing is when people leave jobs, they're not replaced because, eliminating a salary is profit for a company. So in Japanese companies, it's just like they just share the work is just then shared among the remaining employees. So your daily workload goes up because someone leaves and they just don't replace. They don't replace coworkers that leave in some situations and just start working you harder and harder because they know, you don't want to go anywhere. They know you want to keep your job, and that's also why women have a really difficult time. Apart from all of the kind of sexism and things built into the overall thinking. The prejudice that women can't do things as well as men, the unpredictable, like if you're of what's the term of childbearing age, they're very suspicious of you and are just waiting for you to just take leave because they've got decent maternity leave in Japan, and a lot of jobs have really good maternity leave, but you're punished just like when you take vacation. You're punished for taking advantage of kind of a right that everybody should have to be home with their kids when they're newborns. So that's getting into the women stuff. But yeah, I think Americans have much more control over their careers and Japanese just don't. But Japanese have no raises ever, but they have guaranteed work forever. Hey Sedona, how's it going? Yes, no dirty jokes this week. Just playing a little bit of catch up. I got to do three cartoons this week. So we have Summer and Soap and I don't know what. Yeah, but it's an interesting. The sad thing is, I mean, the country. There are so many amazing things to do in Japan. There's so much amazing food, and so many Japanese people can't take advantage of that. They can't actually enjoy the amazing nature or the amazing, kind of culture events and things because they're just too busy working in a lot of cases. And also, I mean, men kind of dedicate themselves to work because they hate their home life as well. So there's so much. That's a real true but common cliche is the salaryman going out with coworkers and drinking every night after work and just coming home late to take a bath and go to bed. That's a very common thing, like that cliche comes from a truth. And yeah, so a lot of loveless marriages and a lot of men that don't want to be fathers, but they are kind of socially pressured or required to. I think I felt a little bit of that, or kind of my business partner, when we had a company in Los Angeles, my business partner said that all the time, because I was married, I seemed more trustable and legitimate, and it was better for me to talk about my personal life, like with clients or whatever, because he felt, not being married and being a kind of chronic bachelor, that it damaged him. He said, I should almost just get married for my career, for the legitimacy that it gives me. So yeah, I thought that was funny. And I don't know how true, but yeah, he definitely felt that was true. But yeah, it's an odd question. It's hard to answer, because it just depends on what you value. Because independence and like freedom of choice and stuff is not valued so high in Japan. Just like, tell me what to do, tell me who I serve, and that's what I'm doing. So that is much more common here, is people like giving their lives to and it's sad, because there isn't maybe there used to be, and if your position was high enough, maybe there still is. But retirement is still kind of like, yeah, here's your, what was it? Somebody left a job and they got an iPod. So it's like, here's your iPod, get the hell out of here. But yeah, you get your retirement gift, you get a little retirement party, and then you're just done. So you don't feel, a huge accomplishment or a huge reward for giving your entire life to the same company. I guess they gave you job security, but yeah, it's a funny thing. And there are pensions as well. That's much more common here. Is a being taken care of. That's why a lot of, and maybe not as common anymore, but when older relatives die, it takes a little while, if you can help it. It takes a little while before you kind of tell everybody and stop the pension payments and everything when someone dies, because the money they're getting from their pension is probably better than you would get from life insurance or whatever. So yeah, there's even been stories here of older family members being sealed in those big vacuum bags they used to store futon and blankets and pillows and stuff. You just seal them up in one of those bags and put them away for a while and keep collecting checks, because pensions ain't what they used to be, so there is not going to be any more money after that. So that's been done, like some kind of parasitic kids that moved back home and never worked and lived off of their older parents' pensions. There's been stories of that happening. They just take their time reporting deaths because of the financial hit that they're going to take. And so they continue to keep forging signatures and stuff as long as they can. Oops, I gotta make a new layer for this. Yeah, to make all that possible. Come on, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, I've got some weird tool going on. Come on. What is going on? Something really strange. Oh yeah, I'm still married. See, that's why I got a haircut, because I wanted to stay married. Because the hot summer was coming up, my hair was getting pretty long, and my wife said, "If you put that back in a ponytail or a man bun, I'm out of here." That's a joke, but the dating scene, the stereotype is definitely true. There's like a whole strata of kind of groupie, foreigner crazy, what they call like gaijin hunter type girls here. So there are bars, and they're mostly like pubs, but there are bars that are just kind of. What is going on with the tool? I've got a weird problem here. There's a weird, a weird kind of subgroup of some young women that will date any kind of foreigner. So it's not hard. So the weird thing that happens, I think I've talked about this before, the weird things that happens is like the dateless wonders that come over to Japan because they love anime and they've never had a girlfriend. Suddenly they're the most popular guys in the world. And that does really bad things. So, like they talk about the, incels and everything. Like there are no incels. Well, there are, but they're very mentally ill. But there is no incel. Basically, you could date. It's not difficult. What is going on? Cover information no longer be saved. Something. I've got a scratch disk problem. That's what's going on. Of course I do. But anybody can find a partner here. It's just the quality of the relationship. It's not going to be an amazing relationship. But that has a really negative effect. I've met some guys that are just intolerable because they basically went from incel to, God's gift to Japanese women in their own minds, and it's really disgusting. What is going on? There we go. But let me just check my scratch disk because this is what it's all about. My C is almost full. Let's not do C. How about that? So that's one of my. It was really hard actually initially to make foreign friends here because if they're single, you can't hang around with them unless that's all you want to do is chase Japanese girls too. It's you got nothing in common. So you got to look out for those boring married guys that are interested in doing things other than soaplands and gaijin bars. Yeah, so it's odd. It's a really odd thing. So there are girls that will date you only because you're a foreigner, and also the other kind of cultural misunderstanding is. I don't know how much I want to go into this, but Japanese girls give it up on the first date. Like your first kiss and your first sex happen in the same hour. Usually that's a very common kind of cultural style here because why wait? They don't understand the like playing, kind of being coy or making a boyfriend wait until the third date or they've been dating 3 months or whatever. So for Western guys from outside the Japanese culture, they, Japanese girls are so easy because they put out, I forgot the lingo there, put out on the first date. But that's just because they don't want to waste time. They want to find out if they're compatible. And they also want to, have the maximum appeal to anybody that they go out with. But it's not, there's not the Christian, conservative thinking, no sex before marriage kind of thinking here in that same way. So that really screws up guys too. They don't understand. So in a lot of ways, it ruins the possibilities of a more serious, legitimate relationship because the Western guys think the girls are just disposable because they're so easily put out. There's got to be an updated term to that. And the Japanese girls don't understand why they never get second dates. So it's a very weird. It's a very weird dynamic. So it's a big kind of cultural gap, kind of misunderstanding that happens, and it's just kind of weird here. So I would encourage you to meet somebody Japanese outside of Japan. And then, I don't know. I don't know what the options. Just be an adult. I guess when you're young, it's too easy to make bad decisions. But yeah, there's a lot of cultural misunderstandings that lead to very weird situations and very intolerable, entitled white guys walking around Japan. That kid in a candy store look is a little too common if you watch the tourists, the Australian and European and American kids, young guys walking around. That kid in a candy store look is a little too common and a little nauseating in Japan. But but hopefully both people are getting what they want. I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think, there's a lot of people taking advantage, so who knows. But yeah, that was a weird cultural thing to deal with. But younger girls, though, younger men and women here are getting lazier. So it may not actually be the same. I mean, my stories are from friends that were single in Japan, because I've never been single in Japan. So my friends that were single in Japan from 10, 15 years ago, what they experienced, and it's very likely not the same thing anymore, because the younger generation, people in their 20s, are so lazy, and the last thing they want is a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because it cuts into their time. They don't want to have to think about what somebody else wants to eat for dinner or what movie somebody else might want to see. They just don't have any desire to think about somebody else. It's really crazy. Just that weird narcissism has taken over here as well. So everything is a waste of time. A boyfriend, a girlfriend is a waste of time. So that makes sense if you're very career oriented and you don't want anything to slow you down as far as building a career and your work. But that's not the case. I mean, that's not why they're doing it. It's just because they can't possibly have any empathy for anyone that's not them. They're having a lot of trouble seeing outside themselves, it seems like. So it's just a waste of time. And the funny thing is, though, because the social pressure to get married here is so strong, that by the time they hit 30, they're like, well, you. It just, they have a type. They have a type of guy that they dated through their 20s. And then the guy that they married is not that guy at all. So they end up in a very loveless marriage, but they just, there's that weird, I think it's most of Asia has that weird idea of the leftover woman. So women's expiration date is literally 29. At 29, if she's not married, she's in trouble. So that's a very funny, that's also a very kind of foreign mentality. So yeah, I'm just rambling and drawing. I hope that makes some sense. Thanks for the question, Michael Scott. Oh yeah, the depending on what my daughter wants to do, my younger daughter, for university, if she wants to go to university in the US or wherever she wants to go to university, I would definitely be willing to move there, wherever she was, just to be closer, especially for the her undergraduate, so she wasn't alone. She had family nearby. That would be the biggest motivation, because I've already derailed my career so much. There's nothing to recover, as far as everybody that I worked with at the companies that I worked for don't work there anymore. So I've got nothing really left of what I gave up to come to Japan. So yeah, I'm pretty okay with being here. There isn't a really big drawback, and I can't imagine going back to the American medical Actually, I can go a little darker, can I? The American kind of medical system, the insurance, and all of that. I can't imagine being. I mean, I think being old in Japan is a much better situation than being old in the U.S. Just healthcare in general. I mean, there's so many older people friendly stuff here, like, oh yeah, because most of the population is getting older. The statistic is they sell more diapers for adults than diapers for babies in Japan. But yeah, I can't imagine at a older, in my later years, actually going back and having to deal with, especially if I don't have insurance from a job, medical insurance. I can't even imagine dealing with being old. I guess Medicare and all that good stuff kicks in, but I can't imagine trying to do that in the U.S. After the ease of doing it here. After how easy it is to take care of all that here, even for foreigners. Like it's not a. I want something a little darker. Yeah, even for foreigners, but yeah, I don't know. There isn't a big motivation. I mean, if there was a big career opportunity, or like I said, like my younger daughter wanted to go to school in the U.S., I would definitely head back. My wife would really love to be back in the U.S., but that's mostly because of she doesn't like dealing with her family. But yeah, I don't have a big desire. I mean, it's really, as my parents get older, it would be probably good if my daughter went to college in the U.S. Because then that would be perfect timing for when my parents were getting older, so it could be useful as they were less and less able to take care of themselves. But they married younger, so they remarried younger, so that might not be a problem. Yeah, so we'll see. There we go. Maybe some bubbles in the so it's more obvious what it is. But yeah, I definitely want to be, after all this nonsense is over, the bad weather nonsense, I'd like to visit more. When my daughter was really young, it was just not even tempting to visit the U.S. because of the how miserable 16 hours on an airplane with a newborn or a toddler was. But now we don't have that excuse. So yeah, but I'd like to spend more time with family. And it's funny because the year where the pandemic happened and things kind of all went to hell, that was the year we were going to start going back more often and visiting. And it's like, so now that I can't do it, now I realize how important it is and how much I should have spent more time getting back home. So once you're not allowed to do something, that's when you appreciate it. Pretty sad. All right. Yeah, I think this reads. We need to maybe this. Yeah, that's definitely the hardest thing. And I've had like so many grandparents and relatives die since I've lived in Japan. That's really hard to have missed out on that. But at the same time, America is everyone is so scattered anyhow. Everyone lives so far apart. Even if I was still there was no guarantee that I would actually have, visited as much as I should have, or all that good stuff. There we go. That looks pretty summer. Youngest is 11. Now she's just graduating elementary school here. So the timing will be perfect. My parents will be in their 80s when she's ready for university. So it should be good timing. Just depending on what she wants to do. All right, I think that works for these guys. Yeah, you never know, because she also is not insanely. I mean, she's very Japanese. For looking not very Japanese, she's very Japanese. So she may. She may not have any interest, because all of her big interests right now are a lot of like Japanese calligraphy and Japanese culture and stuff. So I don't think she needs to be an Asian studies student in America to study those things. She can do that in her home country. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, but that's all. And that's, hoping that nobody has any serious health catastrophes before any of those decisions are made. You never know. Things go to hell pretty fast. What? Where's the gap? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just like us wanting to visit the U.S. in 2020. It's all best laid plans. You're never going to maybe blue. Yeah, pull off what you think you're gonna pull off. The more long-term planning you do, the more you are disappointed. All right. Maybe pink actually for the soap. There we go. And I go super light blue with the bubbles. Let's see how that works. All right. Yeah, so it's a funny thing. You never and it is funny, a lot of friends here, because you do plan a lot. I guess my negative attitude about thinking you've got everything figured out has come from people that I've known here that are like, okay, when I'm this age I'll do this, and then I'll do this and do this, and yeah, it just doesn't happen because you can't fake any of this stuff. Maybe a red label. And things happen when they happen, so all of your planning, especially like when you're going to have kids, if you're ever going to have kids, kind of things, those are not easily things take over, and you may not get that timing that you wanted. Oops. Ooh. All right. Yeah, I think that works. Some kind of weird generic. And maybe some blue here. Talking and drawing. Yeah, it's been funny to feel that, like, from a distance, seeing what's going on with family members and stuff, and yeah, realizing no one gets exactly what they wanted. Everything is, a compromise or a let's do this. Just a variation on a theme. So the more people act like they know what they're doing, the less they actually do. All right, enough of that. Yeah, just like I thought I would have a totally normal schedule last week. That was nuts. Things happened fast, and I was like, oh, and I have no way to... K5 reached out on Instagram, on direct messages on Instagram. So that was nice. I got to let him know what was going on. But yeah, I apologize for just not being around. I'm a little persistent, so I'm never going to just suddenly disappear, but I will have weird interruptions in my life, I'm sure. And especially because right now I'm relying too much on my daughter's schedule. All right, there we go. How clean is that? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. When I was a tourist, visiting here as a tourist, I could feel being put in, seated at tourist tables and stuff. I could see, I could feel kind of being put out of the way. You felt that you feel that in Europe and things too. They just kind of want to get you out of the way because they don't want a bunch of tourists in the window because it actually, hurts their business. They want to hide you in the back if they can. I felt that a little bit in Japan, but I haven't. Yeah, because I never really, because I always had some kind of insider. I was never a tourist here, totally, blind, going in blind. So I didn't have to deal, with that situation. Because I didn't do anything too touristy without being, with native Japanese, so they would sniff that out right away, or they wouldn't be, subjected to that kind of treatment. Yeah, but I'm sure there is. It's not as bad. The nice thing, and I've heard several people say this, like Asian people, Western, Americans and Europeans say that Japan feels so different from other Asian countries because you don't have that predatory. You don't have those people waiting at the airport just to rip you off. There's not a lot of. It does exist, but it's not quite as bad as a lot of other Asian countries where you have the people that feed on tourists so completely. There are pickpockets, and you can get yourself into bars here that where people are trying to steal your passport or make you buy a $10,000 bottle of champagne or whatever, and then call the cops on you. There are those occasional stories, but some of those things I would guess are not actually Japanese people doing that to you, because there's a lot of Chinese and Korean here as well with businesses, so maybe they brought some of that culture here. But I've heard a lot of people say that Japan isn't as predatory against its tourists, and that's probably why the tourism got so out of control here, because there's nobody making you regret coming here by leaving you penniless. All right. Wow, 3 of these is actually going faster than I thought. But I haven't had any of that direct experience, which is lucky. But I've also never eaten at a super touristy place. Just places where you kind of expect the prices to be high, and they weren't high because I was a foreigner. They were high because I was stupid enough to go into such a cheesy kind of restaurant that was Hello Kitty themed or whatever. I'm trying to think of whatever my older daughter wanted to do, We visited a lot of cat cafes and a lot of character themed cafes with really, really expensive coffee. All right. I don't know. This is. I was just thinking, colored glass might be fun. But yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen, because I rarely get offered, because I'm usually with Japanese, so I rarely get offered English menus. Just like specifically for me, so that's lucky in a lot of ways. I'm gonna just do white, I think. So anything overlapping I can fill in. So that's good. Oh, wait. I just totally defeated the purpose of doing that. Okay, here. But yeah, I'm sure that exists. Everything needs a new layer. All right, what other colors? Maybe just a warmer reddish brown. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's a funny place, and I wonder if it's going to start when the tourism continues. I wouldn't mind if it started being a little harder on the tourists, because it sure is a blight. And I think I've complained on stream enough, but they really, especially the huge numbers of that Chinese visited Japan, and that was just amazing. They just felt like a plague of locusts, you know. They didn't feel like tourists. It was really miserable. All right, let's find that wine cork color again. There it is, kinda. All right. And then I guess maybe put some liquid in the bottles as well. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Yeah, so, oops. Oh, that didn't get... Oh, these are, that's right, because it's all underneath the glass, right? Okay. So I'm just going to fill all of these up and then change the... weird. Change the way this layer is interacting with everything. Wow, does that really not have a... yeah, maybe here. Watch me sort this out live. Yeah, did I miss that? Or maybe I'd already selected it. There we go. Really, that's too much, huh? All right. But, yeah. It's odd. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind tourists being treated a little rougher, so they thought twice about making everybody miserable. There we go. So it's just going to be kind of a weird mix of whatever this was. Oh, that's too light, isn't it? And maybe not. Let's see what it looks like. Oh no, it's not too light. Maybe I'll just do lines in the bottles because that it doesn't read otherwise. There we go. on some shadows. Oops. This. Wow. Oh, it's behind. Yeah, now I have to. The hard part is going to actually be writing 3 jokes for 3 different cartoons. Usually after 2, I am completely done mentally. But I'll have that delicious candy. Whoa. So those aren't in the color layer. Oh, maybe not. Of the delicious sweet soy sauce candy to give me energy. Not looking forward to that. It could be okay though. Some things that I've dreaded have turned out okay. Yeah, I thought those chocolate cigarettes were going to be really bad, those candy cigarettes. And they're actually surprisingly good. Zoom in a little bit so I don't make any bigger mistakes. Hey K5, how's it going? Yes! Well, good to see you. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm very suspicious about why the stream dropped. Because the internet here, I haven't had any trouble with the internet at home. I mean, I can't say the same for the at the office. But for it to drop that same way makes me think that it might be a Restream.io problem. So I might have to change that up if that keeps happening, especially for the weekly, because I rely on the audio from that live stream to make our audio podcast. So when it dies like that, I mean, we literally just lost, and it was the introduction too, so we lost 10 minutes of the podcast last week. I mean, it's a stupid way to do things, but it's labor saving is my excuse, because I was spending so much time editing. When I was doing a weekly podcast before, it was all editing. So to have it be a live stream and have it be the bulk of the discussion there, and then do a more concise, just kind of trim the small talk off for the live stream is good. All right, so we've got it. Oh wait, no, we don't. A little more shadows here. Your wrench, I was so close. You can't believe how close I was. I had my cursor on the button, and if K5 doesn't show up, you got about another hour, and then that's it. That wrench. It's a duty. It's not a luxury. I forget that there's some stupid. Oh, I forget one of the glasses. It's a responsibility. It's not a luxury, or not a... I forget what that cliched phrase is. Oh, cereals. Yeah, I've done a few. I like doing cereal boxes and like jokes, like one where, you know, like if there's things, coupons or whatever, you have to cut out on a cereal box, and you do it right away. So there's just like a window in the cereal box. Yeah, I've done a couple of cereal box jokes. Yeah, you should have been here, K5, because I was struggling for what to draw. But look, 3 cartoons for this week. Ta-da! All right, and speaking of, actually, I think I might... Well, I might open it because I want it to still be cold. So let's switch over to... what do we do? Let's do both. Let's do comments. And I'm going to open this Ramune while we're doing the comments. So let me switch over to... Let's see if I can work this. There we go. So let me switch over to Whoa. Oh, sorry, I missed some stuff on the chat. Ah, so, oh, sorry, I missed your question, Rev. Like, what did I do? So in the States, I did comics and animation. Whoa. Oh no, I just dropped the thing to get it open on the ground here. I did comics and animation and stuff, and I carried that off pretty well into my beginning time. Oh, sorry, beginning time in Japan, but the working long distance was bad, and you got to stay all networked up and stuff to keep good work coming in and stuff. And I just let that drop as I couldn't, be on conference calls and stuff at 3 a.m. all the time. But yeah, so mostly did animation and stuff. Hey, Sedona, that sounds familiar. I did that exact same thing. I was living together with my ex for a long time. Like, we lived together all through school. And then we got married and got divorced in 3 years. Because it went so well. Oh, so here, you guys have all seen this before, but this is just the hot tub. And so the pressure of filling this is holding that marble in a like little rubber gasket here. So the only way to get to it. So this is what did I call it? The cod neck bottle. So yeah, a British guy brought these bottles over, and a British guy also invented this drink, which is very weird. So I guess in Kobe was the first. So I can just do this. Most people can just do this. Whoa, but kids, kids, it was a little shaken. Kids usually have to, heal their hand. It was a little lively there. I'm glad my table was all cleaned up from the unboxing last night. But all of this is from England. It's really weird. So this drink was like a simulated kind of lemon. It's not lemon flavor. That's the funny thing, is it doesn't taste like lemon. But there's the little marble in there. So the trick is, if you're not going to pour this into a glass, is you have to drink it very subtly. Because if you tip it too high, the marble just comes back and shuts off your ability to drink. So there's kind of like a weird balance, but I love how they always have these like weird rounded tops, so they're very satisfying to drink out of. But this is supposed to be lemonade, like the original flavor is supposed to be lemonade. Now it's blue and it's soda, and I guess there is blue lemonade. But yeah, originally it's soda. Originally it's lemonade, but now it's just called, it's a soda flavor. So if you see something that's soda, it's going to be this fake lemonade. And that's what damune is, the Japanese kind of katakana version of, they hear somebody say lemonade and they say damune. And they say close enough. And that's why it's called damune. But originally, because of this little technology, it was called, I was supposed to be switching over to comments. It was originally called marble soda. So marble soda. There we go. Because the bottle was such a novelty in Japan that originally people just called it marble soda. Well, I can't see if my microphone is still working here. Yeah, sorry, I totally missed the chat. When I get coloring, I get a little hyper-focused there. Nice. Oh, and now the stream is, or the chat is going off the edge of the screen. God damn. All right, there we go. Yeah, so it's the LR problem. So they hear lemonade, and there is no le in Japanese. So damune. Damune is the kind of the closest sound to lemonade in Japanese, because many of the sounds in lemonade are missing from Japanese, and especially the L. So damune is the is the way that they say it. And I don't know, just like karaoke, karaoke. But karaoke is the kind of anglified version. So when things get kind of brought into English. Yeah, they just get anglified. So however they're mispronounced, just like in Japanese though, like however they're mispronounced in English becomes how you say it in English, and however they mispronounce it in Japanese becomes the Japanese. But yeah, I haven't had one of these in a long time. Always, like, if we have them, my daughter drinks them all. But it was getting warm, so I wanted to open it before. So let's take a look at some comments. So we'll go back a couple of weeks because Hypno was requesting, being out a couple of weeks, and we'll do some catch up. And I need to do some catch up too because of last week. So this would be, I'm trying to scroll the streaming window. So this is July 15th. Oh, so last Thursday. And this went up late. I think this went up actually on Saturday. I had a terrible time getting anything done and figured I'll just do 3 when I stream on Monday because I was so far behind and so out of creative anything. And I'm going to be belching up. Namune. Okay, Donut Reply said, just need to get wired. I liked that comment. Well, so people actually saw it, though. So they felt a deep connection in their uselessness. So a dead battery, and I very subtly kind of showed that it was dead. A dead battery and a burnt-out light bulb felt a deep connection in how useless they were. So that's me not drawing on stream and not writing on stream. I just kind of doodled a little bit and tried to come up with something. And you should have seen how bad the drawing was. It was brutally bad. I don't know what was going on. I guess I was just so out of it, and maybe, I don't know. It was very strange, but yeah, really bad drawing. But people still saw it, so let's see how the rest of this did. So July 13th. Ah, yes. Yum Yum Cheese. He couldn't help his impulse to make things cheesier. So the cheesiest cheesecake ever. 14 likes. Might be good on apple pie. That's true. It's a good slice of cheddar, but never from a can. Yeah, I wonder how Cheese Whiz is on apple pie. Cheesier is right. It is amusing that the word cheesy is both positive and negative. Yes, it is. It could be both negative, though, depending on your opinions of the food. Cheese, nice. Yeah, so that was one of the cheesy drawings from last time, and it got branded Yum Yum because Yum showed up in the stream. And I was trying to figure out what to write for the cheese, and maybe someone suggested it. Oh, there we go. So the kitchen table was hoping for a different type of flour. No flowers on the table, just flour. So this is July 8th. Only one. A big dust up fallout. Oh, nice. Nice one, Ed. So flour on the table, but not flowers. Oh, come on. July 6th. Oh, here's more summer. Oh, I'm doing it again. Yeah, I'm kind of repeating myself. So the 2 summer things, right? They were mere sacrifices to the gods of summer refreshment. Ah, oh. Wait, what? What am I doing? Oh, I have to like it from here. Sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Nice. Bless you. You have made my wife and children happy. It's hot here. Time to sacrifice another. Nice. Oh, there's a reply. Yes, indeed. We appreciate their sacrifice. Yeah, so let's go back a couple more. I can't remember what we looked at on stream or not. There we go. Oh, nice. All right, one more back. July 1st. Ah, right. Alizarin Crimson. The Alizarin Crimson. Whoa, that's right. It got 9 comments. That's so bizarre. So Nothing in a Tube had the dramatic effect of Alizarin Crimson. And everybody got on this, right? Elsa Donovan's song makes sense. Placebo paint, depending on its surroundings. It does indeed stand out. Polysporin. Polysporin isn't colorful, but it does have a dramatic effect where it's needed. You just don't try on your pimples. Lizard crimson and yellow ochre. Strange combination. Worst paint is burnt cinders. And at least it's not crimson and clover. Over and over. That's right. So we did make it to this point last time. So I wondered, did you see this one, Hypno? I better save some just in case that candy is as bad as I think it's going to be. All right. So I guess a couple of random. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, there's the metal. That's a thing that's hard to find here. The milkshake mixer that uses the big metal cans. And I liked, what was it, Friendlies? There was some restaurant where they would pour you the milkshake, but then they'd also give you the mixer can, the mixer cup, metal thing to finish off because there was still some in there. So they'd give you the rest of it. As a kid, that was amazing. That was a paradise. Oh, wow. Not seen at all. Yeah, these all my 2005s snuck by. Some problems went beyond chocolate, vanilla, and even strawberry. 2021. Oh, yeah, this is obviously COVID times. Jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, only 6 months ago. Wow, here's an anti-masker. Privacy screenplay for the Dean Morton salt shaker after a face-off occurred. Those fabric masks actually attract more free-range disease particles than they repel. And here's the... reply to themselves. Before too many rebuttals occur, compare the amount of airborne fuzz and loose dust that gathers on your dry or wet clothing to the amount that gathers on your naturally well-oiled skin. And the comments were, where did they go? Oh, no. Wow, that's funny. Dunn Brothers must have to check on Lamb Brothers, who might... well hid in the Hill Brothers section. Oh, lovely brother jokes. A mug filled with mask tea. It used to be safe from Corona. Another mug filled with... okay. All right. Let's not. Oh, there's an old one. An old marker drawing a camera case and a lens. I guess his focal length could not make up for his lack of insight. Anything from 2005. Wow, there we go. A nail polish joke. Oh, and there's no eyes on this one. He would never be known as Pink Whimsy again. There was actually replies to that. Is Pink Whimsy a color? Why is this a funny one? Yes, I'm admitting that this one is over my head. Yeah, that's funny. See, I can write a great nail polish joke that nobody gets, except for Trisha. Trisha got it. Oh boy, that's funny. Oh, here we go. His involvement in measuring weight gain was premature. Say you measure the dessert. Yeah, the paper adds 1/10 of an ounce. It's never too soon to measure a cupcake concerning weight. Trust me on this one. All right. Okay, one more. Oh, Steak and Shake. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good gimmick for making milkshakes. All right. Without a razor, they felt even more ridiculous. Nothing. Wow, even in 2009, yeah, this might have gone up late or something. Wow, just absolutely nothing. It took a while. I was surprised. It wasn't, I think, until the teens that there was much of a following on this cartoon, and people just don't go back and comment. All right. Are we doing this? Are we actually going to write? Whoa. Oh, what's going on? I thought I had this. There we go. We're actually going to write a few of these. So I think they're colored as well as they're going to be colored. Sorry. Trying to get my keyboard closer. Oh, I'm still looking at them. Across there they are. The soy sauce candy. It's haunting me. Oh, it got sprayed with Nmity. Yeah, that really came out of it. All right, so stop making so much noise. Okay, I think we'll just leave the cheesier joke. It might work for all three of these. Yeah, I think the last day that I or last month or whatever, that if I lose my contract or whatever for this cartoon, that's what I'll do. I'll just put the same. I'll just randomize the jokes and just attach them and see if anybody even notices. Some of them are just such non sequiturs. It might not. It might not go that badly. All right. Nice. Okay, I'm going to move the chat back so I can actually see it. Ah. Nice. Only one of these can be used as a weapon. That's good. Oh, losing your marble. That's right. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should very conspicuously draw the marble, though. That might be a good thing to help if I want to do that. Just in case, because just like there are people that don't know about the names of nail polish colors, there are probably also people that don't know there's a marble in there. That's enough of a marble, isn't it? It's actually behind the label, but yeah, we'll make it a little more conspicuous. Yeah, losing a marble is really good for the soda. Yeah, that's really confusing because Japanese use fried potato or fries for French fries, so chips are potato chips, so it's very confusing for British people to order in a restaurant that has both chips and fries because they're both chips. And then the other thing is if you ask for soda, like you want a Coke and or something, and you say, do you have soda, they think you want lemonade. You want lemonade kid soda. Yeah, losing a marble is good. Yeah, I think that's really good. Yeah, so once opened, so only one of them, after opening, only one of them could lose their marble. After being opened, only one of them but was worried, a long one, about losing their marble. The losing a marble, like questioning why a marble, or the pressure. Only one of them could release the pressure by losing their marble. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, losing the marbles is good. Why a marble? Why? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Blow one's up and lose one's marbles. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. One must lose its marble. Let's see. Yeah, they're looking away from each other, so something not working or being confusing. Hmm. She wasn't able to be open until she lost her marbles. Lost her marble? Losing their marble. Yeah, that's really good. Popping a top or losing a marble. So there was a great deal of difference. There was a huge difference. Huge difference. Huge difference between popping a top and losing a marble. They seem to be... Yeah, that's really good. Good stuff. There was a huge difference in pooping, popping your top or losing your marble. There was a huge difference. Huge difference. Not huge difference in. Yeah, popping a top or losing a marble. Yeah, that's really the pressure. I think there's definitely a pressure joke. Yeah, handling pressure differently is good. Yeah, so relieving pressure or ease something, eliminating pressure. So she was able to no, this is getting too long. So something, yeah, pressure of popping a top and not losing a marble. Yeah, cope with the pressure. Others lost their marbles altogether. Nice. To relieve pressure, a top seemed preferable. To losing your marbles. Yeah, I guess if you're saying in a general enough way. Maybe I'll say it, yeah, in the more. So popping tops seemed preferable to losing your marbles. Summer sodas. Summer soda pressure. To relieve pressure, popping tops seem preferable to losing. Maybe popping your tops. Yeah, I wanted to be general. But I think you need your in there for the, pun to work. Lose marbles. So maybe not plural. Whoops. Wait, popping your top seemed preferable to losing your marbles. Something like that. Yeah, so to relieve pressure, popping your top seemed preferable to losing your marbles. There might be a better way to say that. Let's come back to that one. Clean, clean, clean. Oh, so. It must be summer. But this is actually, I mean, it's much more, easy to find during the summer, but it's kind of always around, because I guess it's a popular kids drink, so you can almost always get. And now they're doing plastic bottles. Now I don't think they have a pop either. They're just a screw top, but they do plastic pet bottles. They call them of the same thing. What else? Cans as well. In the vending machines, they have cans because they don't do glass in vending machines anymore. All right. So clean. Yeah, they wanted to forget about their common obsession of clean. They wondered if it was possible be clean without being obsessive. Obsessive period. They wondered may not be. They wondered if it was possible to be clean without being obsessive. Or maybe they were unable. So they were unable to understand clean. They're able to keep things clean without keeping obsessive. Yeah, it's like an A meeting. They so they're all trying to get away from their cleaning obsessions. Yeah, that'd be good. A meeting of being less clean obsessed. So how about these weekly meetings helped them deal with their cleaning obsessions. It's got to be 2 lines. Or maybe their weekly meetings. Their weekly meetings helped them to deal. Help them to deal with their shared cleaning obsessions, unsessions, whichever. Their weekly meetings help them to deal with their shared cleaning obsessions, with their common dirty, fix their dirty thoughts. Yeah, I like the meeting idea there. That's pretty funny. Their weekly meetings help them deal with their shared cleaning obsessions. Shared is not necessary, is it? With their common. I guess shared as a group. Weekly. These weekly meetings. Their weekly. Maybe these is funnier. These weekly meetings help them to deal with their shared cleaning obsessions. Cleaning obsession. They have a shared obsession. That's close. These weekly meetings help them to deal with their shared cleaning obsession. All right. And, oh, even harder. Let's see here. I'll just leave the cheesier one. Sorry, I'm moving through these really quick. I'm just trying to get an idea out. Let's see. I didn't do what I wanted to do with these layer blendings. So which one is this? This one? Yeah. Oh, everything is on that layer. Ah, I see. That's why it's all messed up. So something like, nah, that doesn't. Yeah, maybe just multiply is fine. Yeah, it has to be something. So not lighten. Maybe overlay. Yeah, I want to keep the color from changing, so I'll just leave it like that. All right. I don't know what these caps are for. I don't think they fit on any of the bottles. All right. The odd collection of bottles or something. Odd collection of something. Spirits. Spurts. Is that a... There we go. A collection of spirits. For some wild mixed drinks. Odd collection of spirits made for some wild mixed drink. They're all just kind of the same. Actually, I should make it darker, shouldn't I? Darker would be scarier. Actually, maybe darker, but just for the... oh, actually, that kind of works. Let's see if it looks better. If the bottles are lighter. Yeah, maybe. Better if they're lighter. And then this can actually be... No, it can't. Multiply is as good as it gets. Alright, see, I'm fussing already. Okay, where are we? What's wrong? Weird. A little bit darker. Not too much though. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, so now the liquid can be weird and dark. That collection of spirits made for some wild mixed drinks. I have no idea what's in any of those bottles. Very exotic. Oh, obsessive cleaning disorder. Oh, Rev, that's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that makes it, that's much better. Oh, I could have kept the cleaning part too. Obsessive cleaning disorder. That's a good phrase. Disorders? Nah, disorder. These weekly meetings help them to deal with their obsessive cleaning disorder. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. These weekly meetings help them to deal with their obsessive cleaning disorder. Nice. Yeah, that's much funnier than shared cleaning obsession. The pressure popping their tops seemed to be preferable to losing their marbles. All right. The odd collection of spirits made for some wild mixed drinks. Wild or bizarre? Yeah, I think wild is better than... It's less judgmental. More fun. Made for some crazy mixed drinks. Maybe wild is better. The odd collection of spirits made for some wild mixed drinks. Very odd mixed drinks. And everything is brown. Yes, I should be tipping Rev, definitely. Yeah, if I had specific ad revenue on any cartoon, I need to just assign it over to whoever coined the joke. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, that obsessive cleaning disorder is perfect. That's really funny. Good stuff. So the odd collection of spirits made for some wild mixed drinks. These weekly meetings help them to deal with their obsessive cleaning disorder. Okay, and then this is the one I'm still not sure about. So to relieve pressure, popping your top seemed preferable to losing your marbles. That's good enough, because you don't want to change the phrase, because losing your marble might be too different, too far away. Oh, here's the little spacer that goes, so on the top of the bottle, you guys probably already know this, but on top of the bottle, this little thing sits in there, wrapped up at the top, so that you can't accidentally, like in shipping or whatever, pop these things, because that would be a mess. They would just be like spraying everywhere. So you have to peel it off, take this off, get rid of this, and then that fits down to push the marble. Again, the funny thing is the marble only needs to be pushed a few millimeters, to break that seal. So it's very clever design. I wonder though, because of the rubber, if bottle caps aren't better like long term, because it would seem like that rubber could break down depending on what the liquid it was that was in contact with it, and then eventually like be like a cork, like a wine cork can be break down into the wine, so the rubber breaks down, and then eventually the seal would be broken just because the rubber gives away. I don't know, but it's funny. This is like so standard Japan, but it's British. It's originally an English drink. So funny. Oh, I'm gonna have to wipe off this table. Yeah, to relieve pressure, popping your top was preferable to losing your marbles. Yeah, that has to work because it's as close to the phrase as possible. Let's do a quick spell check on everything, because I'm not at my normal capacity. I'm missing a lot recently, so let's try that. These weekly meetings help them to deal with their obsessive cleaning disorder and the odd collection of spirits. Let's still check here. Made for some wild mixed drinks. All right. That does it. Amazing. Yeah, that's always really fun. Thank you, Rev. That was great inspiration. Yeah, it was really, really good stuff. I had kind of like just inklings, like just tiniest idea of what I wanted to do, but that really helped a lot. Okay, so let me just make some JPEGs, and we'll get to the the brutal candy experiment. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. that's what I need to do. So this is for the 22nd. Yeah, right. 3 days from now. So Thursday. Okay. These weekly meetings help them to deal with their obsessive cleaning, and all of it's spelled right. Yay. And then this is for the 27th. Bum, bum, bum. And this one is for tomorrow. All right. To relieve pressure popping your top. Maybe comma. Popping your top was or seemed preferable to losing your marbles. All right. Summer drink cartoons. Yeah, I'm curious how many people of the readers on Go Comics will get the reference. That'll tell me how widespread that drink is in the U.S. and Canada. Nice. So the black void of Photoshop. All right. We've come to that time, haven't we? Okay. This may be really brutal, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's what's powering Rev's writing ability. All right. Oh, and we're in the candy shop again. Just in time. So, like we talked about before, this candy company, this was one of the first, or the oldest candy companies in Japan. And this was their original flavor, their very first flavor. So I think it's in English. Oh yeah, it's in English down here. So as you can see, it says sweet soy sauce candy down here in English. And the other thing that they did, I think their second flavor was like a sea salt, which is not crazy uncommon. I think Europe has a bunch of salt candy. I remember saltfish in Sweden, the little black fish candies that were just salt. And I think it was because it was a way to get kids, you could get them iodine or whatever, like, you know, if kids would eat salt candy, you could sneak stuff into them for their health. So maybe to help some health situations, malnutrition and stuff. Yeah, nothing. It just says how to open it. Nothing particularly. Yeah. Here we go. All right. So this is the Kondo sweet soy sauce candy. I'll show you. Okay. Here it is. This is one of the oldest candy flavors in Japan, in modern Japan. I'm sure there was, a lot of more handmade candies. It looks like the Amber, the mosquito, was frozen in Jurassic Park. Okay, sweet soy sauce candy. Here we go. The texture of it makes it taste a lot like, it's a lot like that syrup, that sweet soy sauce syrup that they put on the rice dumpling, the rice balls, the dessert. It's okay. It's not horrible. Yeah, it tastes, there is some weird sweet soy sauce dessert. So a lot of the rice, like mochi sweets, mochi, it tastes almost like nothing. It just tastes like rice, like pounded rice. So to sweeten, it's really like weird mild sweetness though, and there's that weird soy sauce. So maybe drinking this with this is going to be terrifying. So I don't think I'm going to mix those flavors until I get rid of this candy. But maybe coffee. Well, I'm out of coffee. Coffee wouldn't be bad. It's okay. Wow, it's a lot less So everybody that was warning me about this flavor, it's not so terrible. I mean, there's a lot worse, like licorice and some strange candies that I've had, like ribbon candies in the U.S. I wouldn't choose to eat this, but if, someone was holding a gun to my head, I could definitely not. It's not making me sick, or it's not like a disgusting flavor you want to spit out right away. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of seafood snacks and weird things that would be much more disgusting. It's okay. So let me show you what what I was thinking of in Japan. Let me see. Oh yeah, I'll just maybe just do an image. Glutinous rice balls. I like the translation. Glutinous rice balls. So Mitsurashi dango is the name. So Mitarashi dango. There's no mitsu. I was assuming it was mitsu. So here we go. So Mitarashi dango is so dango is any ball shaped thing, like a meatball is dango. Anything that's round. So these are just pounded mochi in a ball shape on a stick, and they grill them a little bit, and then they dip them. I guess you can't really see it that well, but they dip them in a sweet soy sauce. That's actually in a syrup, so it's in some sort of oh, and here is exactly how to make them. Yeah, so that it's like this. Oof. So soy sauce, brown sugar, cornstarch, and water will make that. Huh. So it is just soy sauce. Wow, that's weird. I can't imagine being able to take the saltiness out of soy sauce with enough brown sugar. Weird, but there they are. Yeah, so this is a really standard sweet. Oh, there's my microphone looking home. I thought that was an insect or something on the dessert. So yeah, this is a very standard dessert here, and it tastes exactly like that. It's like a hard candy version. And the funny thing is, Japanese candies are really good at simulating flavors. It tastes almost exactly like if you like this this stuff here. If you dipped your finger into this pan and tasted it, it's pretty much what this candy tastes like. The simulation of the flavor is pretty good, so that probably means there's brown sugar and soy sauce, just in this candy. But it's really smooth. The candy itself, it's hard candy, so it's not mushy, but the candy itself is really, really soft and really smooth. You know how sometimes you can almost get splinters from hard candy, like some lozenges and stuff have like sharp corners and things. It's a really smooth texture. So the syrup, it kind of reminds you of that syrup flavor. So it's pretty close. Yeah, so basically eating this dessert and eating this candy is a very similar taste. I'm not going to get through this all though. So I'm going to have to get rid of it. But wow, surprisingly not that bad. I guess sea salt is next. Ugh, I don't know, maybe. I didn't see sea salt in the shop, so we'll have to see. That might be harder to find. So not terrible. It's kind of a pretty good simulation of a traditional Japanese sweet taste, because I think that the mitsu. I keep saying mitara. I keep wanting to say mitsu. Yeah, mitarashi dango is very very old, like hundreds of years old, probably imported from China, like a Japanese adaptation of Chinese flavor. And this is a really, really good simulation of that flavor. That's very strange. But wow. So maybe we'll work our way through. Now I have this huge bag of these, though. I don't know. Maybe I'll send one of them to each of you for our tasting test, and you can actually see what I meant when I said sweet soy sauce. All right. I think that's almost out of my mouth. Okay. Yeah, I was worried the combination of these would be terrifying. So Yeah, so anybody that doesn't know, so this is a bigger shot here. So there's the marble, and the marble is made from the same glass as the bottle. So it's not a very exciting marble, but so this is the cod neck bottle. So Hiram Cod, I think was the name of the inventor. So yeah, just made this squeeze point. So if you are really thirsty and you want to drink this really fast because it's the summer, this is a very frustrating bottle because when you when you tip it too far, it doesn't come out anymore. See, now a little bit. It does a little bit, but it's hard to drink quickly, so you can't chug a bottle of this. And maybe that's why they like made this for kids, because you kind of have to sip it. So there's a uh-oh, I might need my tool again. I think I created. Yeah. Oh, did you see? Oh, wow. I created a little bit of a vacuum there, so the marble was held. That's really weird. I've never done. Yeah. Okay. So I was just able, just from that. That's a really, that's a really good design. That's amazing. Yeah, you can actually get the marble back. Do you hear that? Yeah. Wow. You can actually get the marble to re-adhere to the little rubber band pretty easily. I hadn't done that before. Isn't this exciting? You're all riveted to the drinking. But yeah, so that's the frustration, is if you're really thirsty and you open one of these and you just try to chug it down, it just stops. You stop getting anything from it. So because the marble is just free to block you again. So yeah, I think the first time I had this, I was a little bit confused. Like, what? Why? What am I supposed to do? Is this? And because it was kind of a kid-friendly thing, I thought there was some game or some reason that this was a marble. Like it had some, like you're supposed to break the bottle, or I don't know. I couldn't figure out what the connection was, and it's just that it's a very low cost or easy way to seal a bottle of carbonated liquid. Mm. But yeah, very odd, very funny. And I think if you just all you have to do if you want the marble to play with, all you have to do is pop the top off of this and get that ring out of there. You don't want to break the glass. I mean, I can. But if you get the top off and just get that little gasket out, I think the marble actually would fit through the neck of the opening, and that's why they have the opening that makes it restricted. So it's too small for the marble, because that's the only way the marble would go in. Is if the mouth of the bottle was wide enough for it. You couldn't actually make a glass bottle with a marble inside. It's like a ship in a bottle. All right. Sorry, I'm totally missing the chat because of my stupid dongo thing. All right. Yeah. I think this is the only thing restricting, because I had to drop the marble in somehow. Get at that marble. Yeah. Hmm. Wow. Very summer. It's really odd, like living here just long enough to like make connections now to. So for me in America, like homemade lemonade and watermelon, and like there were a few things that are like very specifically like strawberries, or very specifically like American summer. And now there's like weird Japanese things that trigger that kind of nostalgia of American summer. So it's really funny how easily you can kind of readapt to things. And the uh, comfort food can change too. That's a funny thing. Is the longer you spend time in like a foreign cuisine, you actually find comfort food in stuff you never had as a kid. And it's weird too, because I have a lot of like now weirdly borrowed nostalgia. So when they do like retro labels, or kind of revival brands and drinks and stuff in Japan, it there's something there. There's something fun about that for me, even though I never participated or was never familiar with the old brands. And it's just because there are so many like really old brands of things in Japan that it makes it interesting. But yeah, that borrowed nostalgia is very strange. And also I probably have gotten some nostalgia from like early imported anime, like, you know, Japanese animation in Japan showed me, like, you know, what 70s and 80s like high schools or whatever were like. So I have a little bit of familiarity with like how some things looked or how some things were, just because it you know, kind of through cultural osmosis kind of bled into my childhood just from watching television. Oh yeah, I should just try. Yeah, that's what I should do. Is every snack in this photo, I should go somewhere, take a photo of a candy store, and then buy one of each of the candies in the photo, and so I could like be sitting in the candy shop. Yeah, so a lot of these. So this is, you know, meant to be the old style sweet shop. So most of the sweets themselves are kind of rice based or starch based. They're not super sugary. This one looks, wait, this one looks pretty like just sweet though. Oh, it's a jelly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a jellyfish jelly. Oh, and that's yeah, that's ramen right there, or but kind of. It looks like it's in. I can tell if it's plastic or glass bottles. Yeah, it's funny. The old and the simulated Coca-Cola. Yeah, there's so many cola. There we go. So many cola flavored things. So, oh, and that's something I'll have to get one of those and bring those in. The new trend right now, and maybe for summer, this summer in Japan is craft cola. So everybody is doing their own like kind of original recipe of Coca-Cola. Like they're doing their own kind of mix of ingredients to do a cola flavor, and so it's kind of like instead of like craft beer or like artisan coffees or whatever, craft cola is becoming really popular. So maybe I'll get a couple of those from different companies and bring those in and see how they compare to yeah, to Coca-Cola or whatever the flavors are, and see if they're like a weird Japanese taste to them, very very mild or whatever. Oh, good night, Rev. Nice. Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. It was really fun. Uh, Fun stuff. And yeah, thanks so much for your input. It was excellent, very inspirational. But the yeah, so oh yeah, so craft cola is the trend now in Japan. It's so funny how there are just always has to be some trend, some gimmick, you know. And I think just because the companies are good at pushing things and people like the novelty of, oh, it's new and it's going to go away. So you participate in things because they're ephemeral, they're temporary. So it keeps you yeah, it keeps you looking at stuff that you wouldn't care about otherwise. Uh yeah, it's funny though. I wonder, I guess, yeah, maybe. I wonder how hard these bottles are to recycle. Maybe they're really easy because you just have to, you know, like power wash them like they do with glass bottles, and then maybe just re-top them, like pull the top off. I don't know. I wonder if maybe that's why they're so popular, because somebody, you know, patented some machine that cleans them easily. Yeah, nice. It's definitely summer, and my mouse definitely has sticky soda stuck to the bottom. It just kind of went everywhere, so my whole desktop is sticky soda, literally soda. Nice. Sorry, I'm just gonna set up a little FTP. Oh, there we go. All right. Wow, 3 cartoons. didn't think I could do it. I was really worried that this would be like a 6-hour stream of me just sitting there going, well, it would have been. Without Revit, it would have been, it would have been a very, let's get rid of this contamination on my mouse. All right. There we go. But, yeah. Hey, cup holder man. How's it going? Yeah, you just missed it. We were eating soy sauce candy. Sweet soy sauce candy, and this is the background. So when I'm not trying bar snacks, I'm eating candy from convenience stores. But hey, oh yeah, Thingiverse. Yeah, I've got an account on Thingiverse. I haven't downloaded anything from there, but I've looked at a lot of stuff. I haven't, or I've downloaded some things, but I haven't printed. Sorry, I haven't printed anything. I've been really obsessed lately with printing. Oh, I guess I can show some stuff off. Printing stuff from Patreons. There's a lot of 3D designers that are doing STL files. This is not candy related. That are doing STL files. Behind the scenes. Wait. Where is my? Oh, where did my? Oh, here it is. Oh. Yeah, so STL files, there's a lot of 3D artists that are doing crazy stuff. So here's a little shark man. This is actually, I think, bigger than 28 mil. But I was looking for stuff to do new gangs for second edition of Frostgrave and also for Stargrave, which is a miniatures agnostic kind of skirmish game. So this guy's a little too big, but I was thinking about doing a pirate themed Frostgrave group and having all my thugs be sharks, shark humanoids. So that's where that came from. And this was the free STL from like a guest artist. So kind of a wasteland looking. That's not going to focus well, but kind of a wasteland looking overlord. So that was, yeah, this was Crippled Gods, and I can't remember who, Crippled God Miniatures, can't remember who the guest artist was that did this. And this guy is Knucklebones Miniatures on Patreon. He does these almost look like a Frazetta sketch. He does miniatures that are just inspired by old Warhammer illustrations, or even like, Hieronymus Bosch paintings and things. He has a lot of really interesting miniatures inspired from like just random fantasy illustrations and all that stuff. And here's another one of these orcs. They're really great. I mean, they really look hand sculpted. Unlike this is I like this style. This is a very kind of cartoony, almost Warhammery style. And I'm forgetting the name of this studio, but I like this, and these print really well. But this guy's stuff looks like it was sculpted in wax. Like he really is able to do a nice hand sculpted quality to his digital 3D miniatures. So the other cool thing is we were doing 10 millimeter. So here's a 28 millimeter of this orc, and then he also does 10 millimeter for the small scale, like the Tiny Hammer and the Warlord scale game. So same. It's not the same sculpts. I'm sure he like reduces the geometry, but same orcs for both scales. So yeah, I was really impressed. And so here's how those come off. So they're already pre-supported. So here's how they come off the printer. So they're rotated and elevated, so everything prints well. So this is the same kind of orc leaning on a spear. But yeah, really, there's so much amazing stuff out there, and I'm getting really tired of miniature prices, especially like Games Workshop and even like Warlord Games and stuff. A lot of the British, I don't know if it's Brexit related or whatever, but a lot of the miniature companies are starting to charge insane amounts of money. And these artists are doing Patreons, and every month they have a whole collection, like a whole themed collection of miniatures that you can download, and so all you're doing is spending your money on resin to print them, and then like their monthly subscription. But it's a lot of models, and you can print an infinite number of whatever. But it's pretty amazing stuff. Uh, yeah, so that's sorry, showing off a little bit. So that's been my obsession recently is finding new 3D artists for miniatures and just printing them in resin for the miniatures games, because it's been so frustrating. Just yeah, recently the prices of everything are just so out of control. I'm not sure what's going on, but it seems like people are abandoning Japan as a market and are just like upcharging like the same price you can get a lot of stuff that's sold by like scalpers and things on eBay is the actual retail price of stuff in Japan. So they really gouge people. But I guess because the hobbyists, like hobby people in Japan, spend a lot of money and they have a lot of disposable income. So they're really trying to gouge those few customers that they have. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle of that. But it's crazy. Ah, nice. Sweet, yeah, sweet soy sauce candy does not sound. It was surprisingly less difficult. I've had homemade desserts that taste about that same weird level of sweetness. Ah, nice. Yeah, yeah. This is like these were really popular like penny candy style shops in Japan, and I think that penny candy thing existed maybe more for our parents' generation than us, because it was all convenience stores. I think by the time I was old enough to spend money, I don't think there was any like sweets shops. There was in the one town that I lived in, there was an old it had an old fashioned main street that they had preserved, and there was an old candy shop there that they would in the window they would cut the ribbon candy and they would do candy apples and stuff. So it was a the old style kind of more 19th century kind of Civil War era candy shop. So they did caramels and hard candies. And then I think it just depended on who owned it, because I think several people owned the shop. But they did have actually one of those. They would, and it was pulling taffy. Oh, it was taffy. Maybe it was taffy too. They had a machine that was like pulling candy in the window to attract customers. But yeah, but by the time I had any disposable income of my own, it was all convenience stores and yeah, drugstores. Crazy. Nice. Wow. That's really crazy. On Thingiverse, he found blazer bodies. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of like high quality stuff. A lot of like just tests and things that people throw up there. But I've seen, especially, it's got to be really cool to be a like a serious cosplayer now, because you can get patterns for things, and then you can also get 3D models of things to print for just about like any character. Like if anything that you'd want it to be, someone has built like the mask for it or the gun for it or pins or details that would go on a costume. There's so many people supporting that hobby now. It's got to be a golden age of cosplay. uh, nice. But yeah, this is the nostalgic segment of the live stream. I don't have anything else to eat down here. Only sweet soy sauce candy. Yeah, I should have had a pizza or something for lunch. I'm running low. Uh, but wow, well that went surprisingly smoothly. I'm really amazed. Have I? Yeah, haven't been doing anything. Oh, here we go. I can give you guys a horrible. So you'll have to let me know if you would have preferred to see me on a live stream looking like this. So this is actually the let me find the least embarrassing version. Maybe right after the hospital is not good. God. All right, let's try this. So This is me by the parking area right before I went to the hospital to have the bandages taken off. But if I would have done a live stream last week, this is what I would have looked like. So I slept in it, like I had to sleep in it, so it's looking a little crazier than it otherwise would have. So this is what I looked like, yeah, right before left for the hospital the next day. But would you guys have preferred me live streaming in this way? I just couldn't do it. Yeah. So and that just for a little thing, a little bit of outpatient surgery. That's what it looked like. uh, nice. Yeah. So yeah, that was, and it was hot. It was a hot summer night, so I had to sleep like wrapped. But it was all in an attempt to like push gauze against the top of my head all the time. But I was, yeah, yeah. At least I made the hospital waiting room look like a hospital. Like you always have to have that guy that looks all wrecked and has like a an eye patch or something. So I was that guy. But yeah, that was what the live stream would have looked like last week had I been able to do it. But I couldn't talk very well because it was like, yeah, pretty tight around my chin. So I would have talked out of the corner of my mouth. It just would have been sad. I think maybe it would have been good for the super chats or donations, though. It would have been a sympathy, a sympathy, yeah, sympathy chat. But the whole that whole surgery though. So local anesthesia, the wrapping, and then they're gonna take the. Well, I guess it's gonna be an additional fee. Like every time you show up, it's an additional fee. But that cost me like 2,000 or like about like $20. That was the cost of that procedure. So that's like a health insurance system that actually works. Yeah, my brain was trying to escape. I think they took part of my brain. I think that's why I can't think very well anymore. Is a that was actually a secret lobotomy. Uh yeah, but yeah, that would be my new live stream look. There's somebody that does that. There's somebody that does like horror movie reviews, and he bandages his head like kind of like this. He's got long hair and does like metal style. He like puts a bandage across his nose so his mouth and eyes are uncovered. But yeah, that could be my new persona, my new online persona. But that felt so ridiculous. Them putting that on, it's just like what is going on? But yeah, and it was just, I guess, because otherwise I would have had to just hold my hand on my head the whole day, and for sleeping there was nothing to do. So that's the only way. But yeah, so it's insane how affordable that kind of stuff is. So very easy, and that's why Japanese people spend so much time at the hospital, especially when you're older. Just like every week you're doing something because you know, it doesn't bankrupt you. It's everything is very cheap and affordable. Yeah, very strange. But yeah, it's all behind me now. After tomorrow, it'll just be a distant memory, and then I'll try to grow some hair back. uh, Crazy. I'm so glad I put that on. I put that on the live stream. But what are you gonna do? Nice. Oh yeah, so chat seems to be working. Uh, yeah. So sorry for just dipping out. I gotta find a better way to. I wish I could just do posts on. I guess I could have done something on my phone though too. That might have been fun. Maybe I should have just. Oh no, I don't think I can do that either. Unless you're a partner, I don't think you can do much at all. I'll have to check, and I'll log into my abuse cartoons and see if it'll let me record messages. So I should just do that on the channel instead of Twitter or whatever. So thanks, yeah, K5, for getting in touch. Yeah, actually, I was just not cutting my hair or just growing my hair because it covers my that thing that was cut off a lot easier. So, and it's funny too because when I got it was just getting too hot to deal with in the Japanese summer. I was just like, my hair was just like plastered to my face all the time with sweat. So when I just went to the local barbershop and just like, don't touch the top of my head and just like just cut around. So that's why that's what this hairstyle is for now. It's just a temporary, yeah. But I like long hair, but you don't have a lot of options, especially in the heat. You have to put it up or pull it back, and that's not a good look at my age. That looks pretty sad. But thanks. Yeah, I always yeah, I don't mind it longer, but I just feel like I'm too old for that nonsense. There's a certain age, especially like a gray ponytail. I don't know. No, judgments on anybody, but it just starts to feel a little something. But yeah, thanks K5 for getting in touch. That was nice to know that I was missed, and while I was suffering the weird throbbing pain, it was good to get your message. Yeah, there's a couple other places like Thingiverse, K5 you should check out, where a lot of people post stuff. A lot of stuff though, it's mixed. It's not all free. Like it's free mixed in with like $2.99 or $3. Like little tiny price tags on individual models. But yeah, I think Yegi.com. There's a couple of other markets. I'm jumping all over. There's a couple of other sites that have good libraries of 3D models for stuff, but maybe Thingiverse is the most popular, and I think it was like the first. It just, the Thingiverse search engine kind of sucks. I don't think it indexes very well. So there are things on Thingiverse that if you search for them, you can't find them. So maybe just the tagging system or whatever isn't very good. But yeah, sometimes I get really weird random results from Thingiverse. But it's nice that you can keep everything, everything you've ever downloaded, everything you can get back to very easily. So that's cool. Of course. Oh yeah, definitely K5. Yeah, that was fan art. So and that was, you inspired that. So yeah, that's all yours. If you want to make some t-shirts, yeah, that would be awesome. That's yeah, either, yeah, any fans, or John, anybody wants that art. I posted it on in direct messages to John on his Instagram, on the Hyphonics Instagram account. But that's all there, yeah. And I think it's also on the subreddit, the Hyphonics subreddit. I posted it there too. But yeah, and let me know if you want a higher resolution. It's vector art, so if you want a higher resolution or a different size, let me know from the files that I made. But yeah, go for it. Yeah, I think that would look really cool as a t-shirt. That's a really good idea. Good t-shirt idea. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Just get back to me with the specs, and if you need something better than what I uploaded, I can get you that, because they're Illustrator files, so I can do EPSs or yeah, any kind of vector file, whatever the t-shirt place needs. Or yeah, I think everyone is just doing like PNGs and JPEGs now. Nice. Oh, I was up. I did a late live stream for the hobby stuff last night, and Joe was online. That was crazy. So it was like 4 a.m. It was like 4 a.m. for Joe, and he hung with me the whole stream. I did like an hour and a half live stream just unboxing a game, and he said it was 4 a.m. when I came on when I went live, and he was there the whole time. So the sun was coming up, I'm sure. Mm. Nice. Yeah, just let me know, and that'll be fun to do. Yeah, probably. Yes, and that live stream didn't disconnect, so that was good. Uh, yeah, I'll have to keep. I wonder if I wonder how it's going to work. Oh yeah, it's a national holiday. They made a 4-day weekend out of. They took Sports Day, which is usually in October. I moved it to July and did like 2 sports days in a row for the Olympics. So the beginning of the Olympics is going to be national holiday in Japan, with nobody able to actually attend. The weekly live that I do for Upturned table is going to be on Thursday this week. So this is a day earlier, and that will be a day earlier. So actually, it'll be the same number of days apart. But yeah, the schedule is just weird. Everybody's got a 4-day weekend, so we got to record a day early, or else Chris won't be available. Yeah. So we'll see. Cool. But yeah, I think we're good. Wow, that went really fast. I was really convinced I was going to be here for a long time, and I should get something to eat too. I did not have any lunch, so yeah. I don't know when the family is back. It's summer vacation now, so people are just doing what they want to do. So I'll see what's going on. But yeah, I think I'll cut this so I can actually get something to eat and clean up this incredibly sticky table. I don't know how I always manage to do that. Maybe holding the carbonation straight up, you should probably angle it, because then the air can, I don't know what I'm always doing wrong, but I've opened a couple of kids carbonated sodas and made a mess. It was just sitting on the table, maybe getting warm. I don't know. But yeah, so everybody off to bed if you're in North America. And thanks so much for watching the live stream. And if this is the first time, I'm not always in a candy store. I actually draw a single panel gag cartoon that lives on gocomics.com/domestic abuse for the archive of everything. That's what we looked at in the comments segment. And abusecartoons.com is the website, and you can find it Abuse Cartoons on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter. That's Abuse Cartoons everywhere. And we do this weekly, so every week except when I'm having surgery, every week or wrapped in a weird ass bandage. Yeah, so a couple of hours to do the stream and or to do the cartoons. There's 2 every week, and they're posted Tuesdays and Thursdays on gocomics.com. So thanks again. Oh, and there's also a Patreon. So if you'd like to support the cartoon and get some books or some cool signed stuff, patreon.com/abusecartoons. So that's it for this week. We'll do this again next week. Good to see everybody. Get some sleep and have a good one. So yeah, take care, and I'll be with you next week. Goodbye.